everybody, and welcome back to another episode of The Altars. This is episode 8. Yesterday we were able to find or fix the microchip for the Cupid, which means that we are now level 2, which means now we can open up the scientist. So we're going to do that straight away. Dun, dun, dun. That's the difference. It's 6 o'clock, so we are so
Hello?
Jan Dolski. Finally. I've been impatient to meet you.
Yeah, sure. You that big fish Lucas was mumbling about?
Terrence Maxwell. But yes, I am both his and your superior at mining operations. First of all, my heartfelt condolences. Losing the whole crew must have been hard on you.
gonna make a cup of coffee. So, oh, not really. I barely knew them. Yeah, I still can't get over it.
Yeah. I still can't get over it.
Their families have been informed. They're grief-stricken, as you can imagine. But the deaths of their loved ones will go down in history as part of a pioneering discovery. Your discovery.
So, do people know I found rubidium?
We're keeping the news within a very limited circle. It's only wise for the time being.
Because I might fail. People have the right to.
Limited circle, huh? Bullshit. The public has a right to know about such things.
I like your passion, Jan. You're an honest man. But you're under enough pressure already. We don't need the media to go berserk or the stock market to overreact. We don't need chaos down here while all our efforts should concentrate on supporting you up there. Your task is difficult enough, and failure is not an option.
That's why you had me create my altars? You'd rather let me lose my mind than lose the rubidium?
It was a long shot, I admit. But we were saving both. Rubidium and you, Jan. Do you think it was a mistake?
I don't believe you care about feelings. No. Did it?
I have mixed feelings. Sure, it's better to be alive, but I feel like a line's been crossed.
You certainly have a chance to experience something extraordinary. Many people would envy you.
Let's just get one thing straight, Maxwell. I know you expect things of me, but I'm no hero.
Ah, heroism. Are you familiar with the works of Albert Camus?
It rings a bell. Didn't he make that old game about rats or something?
You're probably talking about The Plague. Close, but it was a book. One about humans, too. Camus believed heroism was easy, accessible. For him, it was living a normal man's life that was a true challenge. Being decent. Doing the right thing. You are the first person to prove that we can actually excavate rupidium in quantities that can really make a difference. A dream the biggest corporations have been chasing for over a decade now, constantly failing. You say you're not a hero? Well, maybe I don't need you to be one. Maybe you should just carry on being a decent man, Jan Dolski.
Okay, you're buttering me up for something big here. Let's cut to the chase.
Hard-headed. I like that. You've probably noticed how different rupidium looks in reality than on the training materials they showed you.
Why is that?
It changes form constantly. Its chemical structure is so volatile that it is almost impossible to capture two particles in the same state. A fleeting substance. Spectacular. But also very unstable.
How come it works then?
Not enough tests were run to explain that. The only sample ever found in space was researched inside a mobile base like your own, but it never made it back to Earth. It lasted long enough to demonstrate its amazing qualities, only to disintegrate somewhere between the Copernicus and the Hyades cluster.
So, you're afraid the rupidium I found might not withstand the journey?
I know it won't. That's why we came up with a special container for it. An Ark.
You mean like a box?
A hermetic module dedicated specifically to storing and transporting rupidium. We have blueprints for it. Lucas should send the necessary data over to you by the time we finish talking. Constructing a rupidium Ark should be your primary focus now.
Sounds like a big task. I should get to it straight away.
It is a big task, Jan. But it's worth every effort. I hope you realize the gravity of the moment.
I thought you said you didn't want to put pressure on me.
You're right. Lucas said you had questions. Is there anything you'd like to ask me?
Do you know what happened to my crew?
Lucas showed me the records. I have a theory, but it's more of a hunch. I don't have any hard proof to support it.
What is it?
Well, I think it might have been the quantum processing unit that killed them.
What? But that's... No, that's crazy.
Do you read detective stories, Jan? The culprit always needs to have two things. A motive and a means. Well, it certainly had a means to do it.
But why?
Like I said, it's just a hunch. I'm afraid I won't have much more time for now, Jan. Do you have any other questions?
What will happen to my altars when we get back?
I don't know. Yet. I don't need to tell you this is unprecedented. There are no good practices here, but I know one thing. You can trust me and Lucas completely. But if anyone else contacts you, it's absolutely vital you don't tell them anything about the existence of the altars.
What? Why?
You know very well why, Jan. The law has been violated.
I thought Lucas said the branching was authorized.
You haven't been listening. There are no procedures for this sort of situation. There is no one who can officially authorize such an act. At the end of the day, it was your decision to branch yourself. It will be in your best interest to keep that in mind when considering the consequences.
I don't like the sound of this.
And we will come back to it later, I'm sure. Right now, I'll have to leave you shortly. Is there anything else?
No. I'm good.
Rapidium Arc, Jan. That's what you should focus on right now. Your secret is safe with me and Lucas. Once you come back with a remedy for Earth's ailments, nobody will think of punishing you for how you got it. Remember, just do the right thing. Now, I really have to go, but it was a pleasure talking to you, and we will talk more, I promise. Until then.
Chatting. Let's see. I need to actually think. It's like, truthfully, I would love to be able to move that tank out the bloody way. Don't think I can. I don't know how to move this water tank. Why does it have to always be there? Yeah, so, let's see. Yeah. Yeah. Dead end. I can't stick that there because that doesn't. Does it? Okay, so the tank is obsolete. Then I can have that there, but then that messes up. See, because I was going to say I can have that going down there, but then that doesn't allow me to connect to this side. don't know if these two are working. They red. Takes up a lot. See that? I was going to do that, and then that at least ties in. Do I need that? I'm supposed to do this. Still, don't know. Okay. Annoying. Gets me to there, but that doesn't get me down to the storage level. But then if we know, because that's not going to work either. They stuff those up there. It doesn't work that way. And then it doesn't work here. So I can bring the greenhouse down here, but then actually, could I bring the quantum computer? See, I can't even put the quantum computer in there because I can't cross over. Oh, how horrible is that? doesn't allow me to extend it. Again, that still doesn't allow me to have more. This whole corner here. Dead corner. I mean, it does. It's edge, then I could literally understand it, but it's. So, you go up there, you go up there, and then I need a central thing. Now I got a 3, which I can't use. So if I move that over there, wait, no. If I put the womb in its place, and then put one of. Don't. There. The command room can go there, and then is there a 2? Isn't it 2? Command room can go up. We got 4. Be able to just choose my size of that's bloody weird. Thank you. I can't have a single gap. go. I've mainly done it for trying to get a little bit extra storage, but then that's going to hurt my mass, isn't it? Ooh, okay. Take these for the time being down here. Bloody annoying. Alright. Anyway, that will do with that. That nearly took me up to the end of my overbeen thing. There was more video than there was making. Alright, okay, build the arc. Oh yeah, I didn't even see how much the arc needed it. What was the arc? Arc is 120 of rapidium, 30 metals, and 10 minerals. What time is it? 6 o'clock. Okay, so let's rush out. It's fucking changed around now, isn't it? We have done much today. First things first, we have new altars available, nice, which is available downstairs, so we need to go down this way. Hey, Molly. Think. Just going to check something.
Hey, how are you feeling? Well, I'll be damned. You okay? Surprisingly okay, especially considering what I'm seeing. Very clearly. Good. Do you, remember your name? Of course. But... I think you know perfectly well who I am. So let's not waste time. Just tell me, How much did you find? What? How much rubidium is there? Did we get a breakthrough? Yeah, you bet. There's a lot of it. Good. That's good. Wait, how do you know? Well, isn't it obvious? I wake up seeing someone who looks and sounds like me, which has to mean we share the same DNA. Then there's the glasses. What about them? They're fake. Probably just manufactured to make me feel more like myself, but completely unnecessary otherwise, because here I am with perfectly good eyesight in the womb module, which can only lead to one conclusion: that my body was created to replicate someone who doesn't wear glasses. You. And to do that, of course, you would need to have found rubidium. Besides, I can see no other explanation for a sheep inside a space base. Correct me if I'm wrong.
You are wrong. We are not copies. You are right. It's impressive. So that would give me... If you go, you are wrong, we are not copies, will give me plus to frustration, plus to rebellion, where you are right it is impressive, motivation, and minus insecurity.
Wow, you're right. That's impressive. I did create you out of my DNA. We're not identical, of course.
And then you get the greens again.
You're not as quick to process information, and that's the interesting part. Yeah.
Next one is...
Our bodies are the same, but our minds are not. I needed a scientist on board. But there's always a scientist on board. So, what went wrong? The old crew is gone. They're all dead. That's why I needed to alter myself into different versions. With the use of the quantum computer on board and something called mind records. Oh, I see. A recalculated mind based on an infinite amount of variables to contain the desired consciousness in a biological vessel. That actually sounds plausible. So, what do you need from me now? Why don't you rest a little? Get accustomed to the new reality? Which part of what I just said makes you think I'm not ready to start immediately? Well, in that case, your situation must be critical considering the lengths you went to. Something tells me there's no time to lose. You're right. Why don't you start with going through the mission logs? I need to get the full picture first. My thoughts exactly. Good. This might work.
Go. And if I go production, greenhouse, I've got 10 more food. Okay, so then I've got 8, 9, 10. Assignment, you. Research. Go. Yes, please. Then mission. Right. So, now what? Find an author who knows something about the non found something particular.
I found something peculiar on the planet. What exactly was peculiar about it? Everything. It was like a local distortion of reality. And it seemed to be emitting strong radiation. Yes. We could have expected to come across something like that sooner or later, according to reports from previous missions. Unidentified sources of radiation, unexplained electromagnetic field anomalies, distortions of matter, space, or even gravity. What are they? According to a bold theory fleshed out by Professor Frankov, they may be instances of the so-called interval. The what? Interval. In very simple terms, it's a non-coincidental superposition of potential universes. We don't know exactly why it occurs, but observations prove that under certain, not yet specified conditions, two or more parallel landscapes can coexist within a common quantum field, creating a so-called proximity plane.
It totally felt like it. Yeah, totally like so. Felt totally like it was me. Plus, deprivation. You believe in crazy theories, it's frustration and gloom. I better stay clear of it. Motivation and anxiety. Yeah, it's I suppose frustration and motive. Oh, which one do I want? To stay clear of it. Better. Motivation and anxiety? Plus motivation and plus, yeah, it feels totally like that.
Yeah, it felt like something was materializing from out of nowhere right in front of my eyes. Let's keep our heads cool. It's just a theory, no one's ever proved it right. If, and I stress if, Professor Frankov's intuition is right, then the distortion you have encountered could have been a puncture point. The spot where the proximity plane intersects with our observed universe, subverting its physical balance and distorting the rules of Newtonian mechanics. We need to learn more about these peculiarities. Inform me at once if you come across another one.
That's where we're going to have to cut. So thank you very much, everybody. I'm going to literally leave it here and then do another one straight after. But thank you very much for stopping by. It was a lot more winded, unfortunately, but hopefully tomorrow will be a little bit better. Thank you.